In this tutorial, we will be going over how hourly employees submit weekly timesheets using VIP, Trent's employee self-service portal. First, log into your MyTrent portal using your staff login credentials and click the VIP button at the bottom of the screen. If you require further information on how to access MyTrent or VIP, you can check out the instructional document and video titled How to Access VIP and View Your Pay Stub. Once in VIP, navigate to the employee portal and click on the My Pay option. You can access this either by using the icon at the top of the page or the option listed down below. Any icon or words that change color when highlighted are clickable, and you can choose which option you prefer. On the timesheet, there are clickable arrows located to the left and right of a 2-week time period at the top of the screen. Before adding any entries, use the arrows to ensure you are viewing the current 2-week time period you will be submitting an entry for. To the right of the graph, there is an Add an Entry button, which you will click on to enter your hours worked. Start by entering the date for the hours you are entering. If you input an incorrect date, your worked position will not be visible and you will get an error. If you put the incorrect date, delete the entry and start again. Once selected, the worked position entry field will be accessible. If you click on the magnifying glass, it will bring up all the possible worked positions that you can submit your entry for. Under the transaction code entry field, you will always use code 1030 for hours worked. Alternatively, if you click the arrow, it will give you the same option from a drop-down menu. In the hours field, you want to put the amount of payable hours worked for that date. For an 8-hour day, you would input 7 because of a 1-hour unpaid break. When recording your timed work, you will use 0.5 for half an hour and 0.25 for 15 minutes. In the start and end time, you want to input the total duration of the shift, including any breaks. The inputs work on military time, so for AM you could put 8:30 and it will automatically adjust to 8:30 AM. For PM, you can either input 16:30 or you can type 4:30 PM. It is important to ensure that the start time and end time are correct. If they are not correct, it will give the payroll department an error that could result in delayed pay for the entire university. In such cases, your timesheet will be withdrawn from the processing batch and may lead to missed pays or delayed pays. Once all the fields are filled out, you're going to click Save, which will generate our entry on the timesheet graph to the left. At the top, you can see that your hours have updated your total for that time period, and the status now shows in progress. If you need to make any adjustments to a time entry, you can double-click the bar for that date, which will bring back the entry for that day, where you can adjust any field except the date. If you entered the incorrect date, you will have to delete the entry and create a new one for the correct date. If you work more than once on the same day, either in the same or a different position, you will submit a separate entry for each time worked, including overtime. The system can identify if the hours are overtime, so you will submit all hours the same way. When adding a second entry for the same day, ensure that the start time of the second entry does not overlap with the end time of the first entry. If you have overlapping time entries, you will receive error codes when trying to submit your timesheet for pay. On the error code, you will see that there are 2 schedule conflicts for the same day, and that each one is for the 2 entries notifying of their overlap. To fix this, double-click the date you receive the error code. This will bring up all the entries you have submitted for that date. You can click on the timesheet entry to adjust the entry by fixing the hours so they do not overlap, and then you can save your entry and resubmit. Once successfully submitted, the status will change from in process to submitted for approval. Despite operating on a 2-week pay period, timesheets must be completed weekly, due on Monday at noon for the previous week. Supervisors can request them sooner, for example 4 p.m. on Fridays. Any changes after the Monday at noon deadline must be made by your supervisor, and they have until midnight of that Monday to make the necessary changes. After that, all requests for changes must be sent to payroll@trentu.ca.